guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday, which means today is a Fabric Friday. So let's talk about some fabric. First of all, before anything, I have to kind of admit, I am running out of fabric to show you guys. Like, I have a lot of fabric. I mean, like a lot of fabric. And some of them I've had for like a really long time because I'm not quite ready to, you know, into them yet. Yeah, I'm kind of like getting to the point where I'm like looking at my fabric thinking, what haven't I shown you? I've shown you a lot. So yeah, not sure what the status of Fabric Friday is going to be like 1 month from now, because like I'm really quickly running out of fabrics to show you. Yeah, so maybe I'll just have to do some more shopping. So let's talk about today's fabric. This one is a little bit different to what I normally pick. Like, you guys must know what kind of things I'm into right now. You know, I like a good bold print, but you know, I don't like them too busy. I love colors, but again, I also like those muted tones. So like, I'm a little bit of a all over the place, but this one is still a bit like busy even for me, but I still love it. So without further ado, today's fabric. It's got snakes on it. So this fabric, which I'm going to just like drape over myself. Oh, very nice. So this fabric is a viscose. I picked this up when I was in Italy, and the reason why it's different is because even though I do like some floral prints, I prefer them to be not so like actual floral, and this is like super floral, but it's also got a bit of an edge. It's got some snakes on it, and yeah, I think the combination of the flowers and the snakes, I really enjoy it for some reason, and it feels to me like very Italian. As soon as I saw it, I thought like, oh, this is like Dolce & Gabbana. And then the woman who was selling it to me, before I even said Dolce & Gabbana, was like, it's Dolce & Gabbana. And I was like, no, it's not. And she was like, yeah, it is. And I was just like, I don't believe you. I think you're trying to sell me this, but I was already interested, so I'll just, you know, I'll just forget that you said that, because I don't know if this is actually Dolce. But if it is, then that is great. I have since then tried to look to see if I can find this print in any of the collections. There are a lot of collections, I haven't found it yet, but if any of you know what year this collection was from, where they use this, or whether you've seen it out on the streets, then let me know, and then cool, I've got myself some Dolce & Gabbana print, and I think for actually not as much money as I would have spent if I'd known it was real. So so yeah, it is definitely different, and I think it's a little busier than what I'm normally used to. Like, I like busy patterns, but only if it's like, you know, like dots or stripes, if it's like lots of different stripes, and it's fine. But this is like lots of different colors, it's got different animals on it, there's lots of different motifs, and it's like, it's a big pattern. But for some reason, I think it really works. I like how, what do I like about this? I like how there's like 10 different types of snakes, loads of different flowers, all the different colors. It almost has that feeling like they could be tattoos on your arm, and then you've got this like pale nudie like peachy color underneath, which I think really complements like the muted tones. I think if these were like brighter colors, like bright reds, bright pinks, bright greens, I probably wouldn't have liked it that much, but it's kind of got like an aged feel to it, and I really like that for some reason. So yeah, like, this is honestly, I don't have anything like this in my entire collection of fabrics. I've got like floral prints, but I haven't got anything like this. So yeah, I guess we're adding this to the group. So as I said before, this is a viscose, and this viscose has a little bit of stretch in it, but it's only like a one-way stretch. It does not stretch this way with the selvage edge, but it does stretch away from the selvage, so that could be pretty good for like making clothing. It's got a little bit of stretch, a little bit of give to it. It might be a little bit more forgiving depending on what you're going to make. So yeah, this is my fabric. Let's talk about what I plan to do with it. Okay, what do I plan to do with it? To be honest, I'm not sure. Like, I did get the whole, you know, Dolce & Gabbana, like Italian high fashion feel from this, so I feel like it only makes sense to try and make something that looks exactly that, like Italian high fashion. I have seen a few things like out on Pinterest, like out on the runways and stuff like that, that I would be interested in making, but I haven't found the fabric that I'm going to do it with, but I might attempt it with this. So one of the things that I saw was on Instagram. I will flash up the picture so you guys can see, like, here. It was like a black shirt and it had these tiny little buttons, and they were like self-covered buttons down the front, and it had like really big like trumpet sleeves, and then it was all brought together with this like long stiff cuff, and it just looked like real luxe, like super luxe. And the woman was wearing it with like a leather fitted pencil skirt, and I just thought the whole outfit was like, whoa. Like, again, where am I going in these things? I don't know, but I'm gonna make them anyway, just so, you know, if I ever have the occasion to come in and be like boom boom boom, then, you know, I have the outfit. So I feel like this would make a really good shirt with the big like trumpet sleeve, and then it comes together in like a nice tight cuff with maybe a few buttons there. I'm not quite sure if it's called a trumpet sleeve or a bell sleeve. The big sleeves with lots of volume. So I feel like this would be a really good candidate for that. I also think this would make a beautiful like you know, those spaghetti style like cami dresses, but I'm like obsessed with these tiny little buttons, but with like a whole bunch of buttons going all the way down. I think that would look really nice. A little bit fitted, but kind of loose when it gets to the hips, and then a few slits going up the side for walking, but with the buttons going all the way down. Possibly a V-neck with spaghetti straps. So that's another thing that I thought would be quite nice. We're coming into winter now, so if I do make this as that, it's definitely for summer coming, the next summer, and also like any trips that I go on, because like we've still got a couple more trips coming up to some warmer places, so like it still probably get worn this year if I make it this year, but you know, with the queue of stuff that I have, and I probably won't make it until next year, but because we're like near the end of the year already. What the hell? Where did all the time go? Like, I don't even know. So yeah, that's like one or two of the things I'm considering. I'm really wanting to try those tiny little self-covered buttons, like the type of ones that you see on like wedding dresses, those tiny little ones. I'm seeing a lot of them on outfits at the moment, and I haven't really used the self-covered button before. Now I'm thinking about it, I haven't really used a self-covered button before, and I think the tiny little ones with like the tiny little loops that you make look really pretty on the right outfit, and I think this would be possibly one of them. So I really want to see if I can incorporate that into an outfit. These would make a great pair of pants, some like wide leg pants, but I think I want to make either a dress or like something for the top half for this. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but like, to be honest, I'm really open to suggestions, guys. So if you have any thoughts about what I should do with this, then let me know in the comments below. I will definitely be like watching. You guys were very vocal with the type of lining I should get, and there was a unanimous decision, and it's going to be the gold, so we're going to go for gold. But I think for this one, I'm going to need your help. Like, what kind of garment? It's got to be either a top half or maybe some sort of like shirt dress, but I don't really want anything with collars, so like we're going for like the blousey type situation. And I find that I've been making like a lot of like skirts and pants and stuff like that, but I don't actually have a lot of tops. So yeah, maybe we'll make some more tops. But yeah, not quite sure on this one, but like, as you've probably been seeing all over this video, like the inspirations and the things that I am drawn to right now that I think would look really good in this fabric. So let me know what you guys think, okay? But whatever it is, I think it will look okay. I actually quite like how it looks on my skin. It's a nice like contrast, but there are bits of brown in there, so it kind of ties it together. And it also allows me to be able to wear any of these other colors as a complementary color, because there are so many colors. So this could really end up being quite a versatile piece. Like maybe I make 2 tops from it, because I think I've got just about enough to be able to squeeze 2 things on one really flamboyant thing. So we'll see. Okay, so now that I've told you about what I plan on doing with this, let me tell you where I got it, how much I got, and how much it cost. I picked this up when I was in Italy. I don't know if you remember, a couple of weeks back I was in Italy, and then I went to Slovenia, and I was there for about a week and a half. So we went to Venice, then we went to Trieste, and then we went to Ljubljana, which is in Slovenia. And I went fabric shopping in Slovenia, and that's, remember, where I got that cardigan fabric which I showed you a couple of weeks ago. And then I also went fabric shopping in Trieste. Now Trieste is a beautiful city. It is like the last city that you get to before you leave the country, before you get to the border. So it's right on the border, on the northeast side of Italy. Beautiful town. And yeah, they have about 5 fabric shops that I could find. When I did go fabric shopping, there was like 2 that were closed, and then there was this one that was open, and then like 1 haberdashery and 1 like knitting store. But I still managed to find stuff. So the store was called EMPORIO TESSUTI, and it's right in the center of town, right like next door to the main shopping street. So it's really, really easy to find. EMPORIO TESSUTI is actually quite a big store. It has a haberdashery in there, as well as having the homeware section, which is full of like upholstery fabrics, and then on the other side you've got a fashion fabrics, and they have an upstairs which has more fashion fabrics, and then you've got things like the fillers for like cushions and teddies and stuff like that. So quite a big store. There is a lot there packed in, and for some reason when I was in there was a massive sale going on. Unfortunately, this was like the one thing that wasn't on sale, but I did get some other stuff, and yeah, there was some cute stuff in there. There was some really expensive stuff in there. They had a lot of like ex-designer fabrics. They also had a lot of wedding fabrics and all of those beautiful, beautiful beaded and like the hand beaded and hand embroidered fabrics. So those are the ones that usually cost like a whole lot of money. Within all of that, I was looking in the VISCOSE section, and I found this baby. It also had another colorway, same colors of all the flowers, but instead of having this like peachy background, it was a black background, and I actually preferred this one better. It just makes me feel like maybe tattooed skin. I don't know, I really like it, but the black I didn't like as much, so I went with this one. The woman said that it was definitely, she said it was Dolce. I'm still not convinced. Maybe you guys will do a bit of sleuthing for me and find out if it's actually true. But it cost €11.50 a meter. I thought it was kind of pricey, but if it is indeed Dolce & Gabbana fabric, then actually it's cheaper than I thought it would be, because normally when something is ex-designer or is a current designer, it's like the price is through the roof, especially if it's something that they're currently using. You won't find many designer fabrics that are currently on the runway, and you'll find them in the shops, and that's mostly because if they do find a fabric that they're sourcing, then they will exclusively have that. There'll be a contract in place so that they can have that exclusive fabric either till like the end of the season when they go on to the next season, or just like forever. So sometimes you'll find a fabric after the collection's already been released and they're on the next one because it's the excess and they don't need it anymore, which means they can sell it on. But sometimes you might see a fabric and then it gets snapped up by a designer and then you'll never see it again. They might just get it like decommissioned because only they're going to use it. I think Chanel probably does that with quite a few of their like tweeds and any of their like original prints. So yeah, it's very unlikely you will find something, but if you do, then it's normally from like a couple of seasons ago, maybe even last season. So I did have a look to see if it was last season, couldn't really find it, so I don't know if I'm convinced or not if this is actually Dolce, but if it is, then I guess €11.50 is a steal. I got 2.5 meters of this, mostly because there was only 2.5 meters left, so I actually finished a roll, so it must have been quite popular because it was on a giant roll and I got like the last bits of it. It's on a 150 centimeter width, and then you've got the 2.5 meters at the end. So I think this should be enough to make one of my flouncy tops, or to make even like quite a fitted but also like longish dress. That is the long and short of it. So that is it for Fabric Friday. Hopefully this was nice and quick for you. I'm trying to streamline this so you guys just not sitting here for like 45 minutes listening to me waffle. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button. Leave me a comment, guys. I really need your help with this one, so let me know what you think I should do with this. And if you haven't already, then subscribe, and I'll see you next Friday with another fabric. Ciao!